Hey guys, it's Brad here, and this is going to be a full tutorial on how to do the Richthofen side of the buried Easter egg. And it's going to have, for each section that I do, I'm going to do a full tutorial guide. So I'll put the annotation on the screen and you can go watch it, but let's begin.
Samuel Stolinger?
What? Oh no, not again!
Calm yourself, Samuel. We're all friends here, are we not?
Not really. Me and Russman are buddies, but I hate that girl with a passion.
We have no time for such petty rivalries, my friend. I fear that Maxis may manipulate your companions into following his orders. He can be a very convincing liar. I know this firsthand. For now, you must focus on only gaining control of the tower above ground. It is more important than you can possibly imagine.
So, no pressure then?
The components necessary to build an energy conduit to power the tower can all be sourced from this location. When you find them, you must ensure that they are not used to help Maxis.
Okay, first of all we need to build the guillotine, right? And this is the first part for the guillotine. It's the crystal, and it's located in the top in the tunnels. And you can just, it's near the drop down pit, and you just drop down here, and there you go. Right, next thing you need to do is you need to make out the guillotine.
Ah, perfect! Und guillotine! Find and bring the parts to this location. Together we will thwart Maxis. Don't worry, we don't actually need to cut off his head. I was talking metaphorically. Although decapitations can follow if time permits. Das ist sehr gut, little Samuel. I confess that I had worried that your courage might desert you. I love being wrong!
Okay, the next bit pretty simple. It's in the barn, and I think it's the antenna. It's second from the end, and it's just there looking at you. Okay, and then you're just going to place the antenna on the guillotine. Pretty simple.
Good, this little project I got going.
Progress. Ich liebe progress!
Next part is the aerial. You can find that on the ledge in the saloon, right next to the guillotine. It's pretty obvious, but it's quite easy to miss.
This would be a whole lot easier if it came with directions.
You are approaching the climactic moment. Oh, it feels good, yeah.
The next part is in the room, just between the wall room and the bank. You can find it in this corner next to like a stove looking thing. Pretty straightforward, but I can see why it'd be like hard to find. I also need to now slap all the parts on, and all the parts will be here, and you should get this audio.
You have done so well, but we are not finished yet. Listen for my helpful advice. I can only apologize if it seems cryptic. I cannot see so well from here.
Okay, for the next part, what we're going to need to do is you're going to need to get a paralyzer and the time bombs. The next few steps. Luckily, you can see here, I got the paralyzer. I'm going to have another spin on it. And I'm extremely lucky for doing this, because sometimes it takes you absolutely ages. You'll need quite a bit of money to do this. If you haven't got any of the money in the bank, I suggest you get some before you start this Easter egg. But so you need to do. Okay, now this is a crucial step. What you're going to need to do is you're going to need to get the time bomb. You're going to need to place it down on the guillotine. No matter where you place it on the guillotine, but you've got to place it down on the guillotine. Alright, do it at this stage. Otherwise, I don't think it's possible to do it after. But it's not 100%. Don't hold me to it. Okay, after you place your time bomb there, you're going to need to get your paralyzer, and you're going to go over it and you're going to paralyze these orbs. There's audio cue, so I'm not going to speak through it.
Oh, look! Just what we're looking for. Well, almost. They need a little more oomph before they will serve our needs. Look at that! That's perfect. Bigger and better. Find the right tool, Samuel. But do it quickly. Find the others. Repeat the process.
Okay, as you saw, the next crystal is up in the tunnels, more or less straight opposite where you got a crystal. So, and I just showed you where to get it, so it shouldn't be that hard to find. The next orb is placed between the church and the courtroom, and it's kind of in a sneaky place, but there it is. The next orb is behind the witch's house. It's in a sneaky place. Most people just walk by it. I walked by it a few times, but here it is, and here's the audio cue.
There should be a little light floating around. Perhaps some poltergeist residing within.
Well, what he meant there was there's going to be a giant purple lantern floating down, and you got to hit it with a grenade, like more or less hit it.
Pick up the lantern. I'm sure it is harmless enough. Give me that over. Departed souls leave residual energy in their wake. This energy must be used to fuse the lantern.
What he meant there is basically we just got to go in and storm the witch's house, kill her the witches as fast as we can, and so let's do it.
Shine its light on stuff.
Okay, what happened there was just for the lantern. Sorry about the tunes. The guys who I was playing with did the Easter egg song. If you want to add to that, annotation on the screen now. Okay, now what we're going to need to do is you need to go to the saloon and jump across onto the blacksmiths, and then you'll place the lantern down.
All this talk of energy is so vague, yeah? It's best not to worry about it. Just think of the big ones. Positive and negative. North and south. Right and dark. Good and evil. Anyway, cheer up. It's all good. You just need to smear the right area with some fresh zombie blood. So fresh.
Okay, now what you're going to do is you need to get yourself some Galva knuckles, and you need to go up into the tunnels and punch some signs. It can be any 3 signs, it don't matter which. Ours was the signs next to the courtroom and the one and the 2 closest to the where the crystal spawns. It can be any order. You can only have 3 depending on which symbols you get. But unfortunately, I don't think anyone's figured out the symbols. So just go up there and punch them in 3 straight things. Don't try and do the same one twice. Don't try and do ours. It can be different every time. So just warn you there.
Max this course it a wisp. It's really just a ball of life force imprisoned in this place for all eternity. It is probably best not to dwell on what it really is. It will make you so sad.
Once you've punched all the things, it'll come up with the audio cue. Then means you've got to follow the wisps, and the wisps are these little purple balls. They spawn anywhere around the map. They're not in set positions, but they're like on a little track. But you need Vulture to do this. You cannot see them without Vulture, and it's helpful to have your friends do it as well, like what happens on this one, where one of my people are in the game, they have Vulture and they go and get it for me there, and then it goes to the guillotine. You must touch it, it's on the guillotine for the last one. What he meant by there is you got to get the zombies, and near to the guillotine it'll send off these little life orb things to its hands and make them start sprinting if they're not already sprinting. And you got to kill them. I think it's like 5 or 6 that you got to kill. Once you've killed them, you'll get another audio cue, and it'll tell you what you need to do for your next bit. Okay, once you've done that, you've all got a crowd around the guillotine with the person who has a time bomb. has to detonate it now, and you'll go back in time. You have to find 4 bodies. Could be scattered anywhere on the map, on the floor, absolutely anywhere. They spawn in different places, but they're usually like quite difficult to find. Like as I see here, I can just almost run by that one, but I saw him right at the end. It's in one of the it's randomly placed in one of the bodies. It's not like set to which ones. Usually it's the last one, but there are times where you can find it on like the second or the third. Luckily on this one I find them all because my teammates are blind. And what you've got to do really is look round and find them as quickly as you can. But it doesn't really matter if you don't find them. You can try it time and time again. I think this is like our 12th or 13th try at it. What you've got to do is just get a max ammo, go again. But don't try and kill the zombies, because the zombies are impossible to kill because it's round infinity, no matter how hard you try. But once you find them all, then you go back and then you can place the part which I find in this body on the guillotine.
Maybe I'll need this later. You ain't touching me with that shitty stick. You don't have one, do you? Come on, Stu. Remember your train. I didn't train you, didn't I?
So many puzzles, so many games. Where do they come from? That's a ghost. Maxis does this all the time, you know. You're not the first. He will push you as far as he can, following his own ridiculous rules, only to cast you aside like used disuse. I won't do that to you, Samuel Stranger. I like you too much. Now be a good boy and run along to the maze.
All that means really is you just got to go to the maze, do what you're told really. That's it.
I'm sure it's now just a simple matter of flipping the switches in the correct order.
Now what you got to do is go around, flick the switches in order. Once you flick them, you should get an audio cue.
I'm so proud of you. We are inching ever closer to our goal. Oh, do you ever wish for something so hard that you think you're going to burst if you don't get it? Well, today all our wishes are going to come true. Just take all your hard-earned pennies along to the fountain.
It's rather difficult to flip these switches actually, because there's a possibility of 24 different like sets and orders that you got to go through. So just keep going through one at a time, and there's a full guide on what you need to do because this part is really difficult. Now for the final stage. There's 4 places where people have got to stand in and you got to shoot all the targets that are going to appear. This is the first place here where you got to stand, and now I'm going to show you the second, third and fourth places of where you have to stand. Now you got to go in the saloon, and this is the second place we got to stand. This one's pretty easy, but it can get hard. The third place is on the witch's house, just here, just looking directly at the witch's house. This one is the hardest one to be at, so get your most accurate one here. Next, what you have to do is you have to flip a coin into the fountain, but I wouldn't do this just yet. The final place where you have to stand is just on the rock, just next to the candy store, and this is the second hardest one to be. And what you want to do is now you want to get your teammate to flip the coin into the well. This is the final part. You got to shoot the targets. Targets are in the exact same order, but it is really difficult to hit these targets. I mean, it took us a good half an hour to hit all these targets. You've all got to hit them. You've got to hit every single one in this order. There's a time limit on each one, so if you miss one, then that's it. That's game over. Then you got to keep trying and trying and trying and trying and trying. But with a good team, you can do it rather well. But we didn't know what we were doing with these targets. But if you want a full tutorial on where to hit them and how to hit them, just click the annotation here, and it will show you all the stages in more detail.
I'm really not sure what that meant.
Now you've got the Easter egg. You've done it successfully. If you liked this, leave a like, comment if you found it interesting, or if there's any more things that you can tell me what to do, and subscribe if you want to stay around for some more zombies. And yeah, this has been Brad, and Brad out. I'm never doing this fucking Easter egg again!